So we're going to try some examples of what we just did in the notes. So for this one, I want you to just watch. So it's telling us the vertices of a quadrilateral are, and then it's naming all of the points that make them, the coordinates. They want us to draw the quadrilateral in a coordinate plane. So quadrilateral is just a fancy word for a four-sided polygon. Vertices are the points on it. So this one's already done for us, so they have a coordinate plane. So you start at 0 and you count over. So for point A, it's 2, 4. They went over 2, up 4. B is 3, 9, so they went over 3 and up 9, and then so forth. So after you plot and label the vertices, you're just going to connect the dots to make your quadrilateral. So I'm going to give you one of these to try. So you're going to have to draw a little bit of a coordinate plane on your notes that you can do it. So draw a coordinate plane. So basically it looks like a big L, and then start with a 0. Draw out your coordinates to the right and then up, and see if you could plot these 4 points on your coordinate plane that you drew, and then connect the dots to make your shape. Okay, so try that one. Okay, so for this one, they're giving you the same thing. So on a coordinate plane, they want you to plot these points, draw the rectangle, and then they want you to find the perimeter. So for this one, the picture's already here for you. So they plotted all the points. And if you remember from the notes, in order to find the perimeter, you add all of the sides together. So we're not doing area this time, we're doing perimeter. So you have to add up all the sides. So first you have to figure out what those are. So there's 2 ways to do it. You can just count your squares. So if I count this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I get that this distance here is 6. But the other way of doing it, which sometimes is even quicker without drawing the picture, is to subtract the coordinates. So if you're doing a horizontal line going from right to left, you're going to subtract the coordinates that go right to left, which is x. So see how there's a 7 here and there's a 1 here? You would do 7 minus 1, which gives you the same answer, which is 6. Then, so that means we know that the top is 6. If it's a rectangle, then the bottom is 6. Now we need to have the height. So you can either count the squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you could subtract the y coordinates. That's the second coordinate. So 6 minus 2 also gives you that 4. So once you do that, you're just going to add all of your distances that we got. So we have a 4, 4, a 6, and a 6. So when you add that together, you get 20. So that would be how you would do that one. So you have to find all of your measurements and then add them together. So I'm going to give you one of these to try. So you try this one. You can draw it on a coordinate plane. So you have to draw another coordinate plane, plot your points, connect the dots. You're going to get a rectangle. That's what it's telling you. Find all of your measurements and then add them all up to find the perimeter. So try that one. This next one, same exact thing, only now they want us to figure out the area. So they're giving us all the points to plot. So this one's already done for me. So all the points are plotted. This time when you connect the dots, you get a trapezoid. So we need to figure out the bases and the height so we could do that trapezoid formula. So for the bases, I can just count the squares, or I could subtract the x coordinates. So if I subtract the x coordinates, I would do 60 minus 0. Oh, never mind. They're counting by 20s here, so you definitely don't want to count the squares. So 60 minus 0 is 60. So that's why you don't want to count the squares in this case. So the top base is going to be 60. And then the bottom one, I want to subtract my x coordinates again. 100 minus 0 is 100. So there's the base for the bottom. And then we need this vertical height that makes a 90-degree angle. Since it's vertical height, we're subtracting the y coordinates. So 90 minus 30 is 60. So now we have all the measurements that we need. And they're showing that again here. They're showing that they subtracted the x coordinates to get the bases, and they're subtracting the y coordinates to get the height. And now we're using that formula, base plus base times height divided by 2. So they plugged in the bases and the height. You cut it in half when you're done. So the answer is 4,800. So I'm going to give you one of these to try. So after you plot the points, you need to find the measurements. This time it will probably be much easier to subtract your coordinates because they might give you big numbers. I'm not sure yet. And then after you have your bases or your height, if it is a trapezoid, use the correct formula. If it's a rectangle, then just use your rectangle formula. So you're going to pause and try this one. I don't really know what the shape is yet because I haven't done it, but when you do your points and connect the dots, you'll see what type of shape it is. Find whatever measurements you would need depending on what shape it is and use the correct formula and find your area. So try this one.